talk a little bit about something you said earlier, which is like improving through the win streak. Obviously, like in this game, you don't go to full reserves till the last like 2 minutes, and you're still challenging calls. Like you're even though you're winning by a large margin and you keep winning, you're still kind of making conscious efforts to and keep improving. So I'm wondering if you can just shed some light on that approach and how that's been going.
If you're between those lines, we're playing hard and we're being coached and we're being accountable. The score does not matter. Even against our buddy Tyler over there. I mean, we just have to be about getting better every time. And so, now's the time we're really trying to push and, you know, um, squeeze everything we can out. We're still in getting better. It's always a constant pursuit to get better.
Um, Obviously, the change to the starting lineup ended up being Megan Gustafson. What did you like or just take away from her minutes? And then how did that kind of impact your rotations throughout the rest of the game?
Well, we know Meg can spread the floor and really shoot it. So, we like her size, obviously, but her ability to step out gives Asia some more space in there. You can't really, can't cheat off her too much. She missed tonight, but just the threat of her three makes you step out 2 more feet towards her, which gives the other people 2 more feet of space. So that's why she got the nod. But I went with all of them. Everybody was in the rotation tonight with the bigs because, with Kia, we can somewhat use Asia as a spacer and just let Kia be the roller. So we move around a lot. We're running guard actions for her at times, and let Kia be that hard roller to the rim. So I like the versatility and different looks that we can put out there.
Becky, Tyler talked before the game about Jackie. Obviously, he worked closely with her and just her ability to shoot at different levels all over and how dangerous she is. There was a play tonight, I think it was in the first half. I mean, she was just smothered, off balance, and she still hits it, gets the and one. You come in here with an MIVP hoodie for Asia, but what kind of season is Jackie having?
Jack's been great all year. She has to be in some of these all WNBA teams. She's a huge part of the motor that makes us go. She is super great with taking care of the ball. And obviously, I think, her finishing at the rim and her ability to absorb contact, she actually gets hit a lot. She's like LeBron James in there. She gets hit. It doesn't look like she's getting hit because she's so big and strong. She just absorbs it. But she's really going through contact well now. It kind of doesn't matter. And then when she gets her 3-ball cooking, she's distributing. I mean, she can just really hurt you in a lot of different areas. And we're asking her to always, lock up that other big-time perimeter player. I mean, her impact on this season has been huge. And I hope people start to really recognize that. She's a huge part of our success. When these all WNBA teams start coming out, you got to think about Jackie Young for sure. One of the best two-way players in the league, if not the best, on any given night.
Two on the defense for me, Coach. Just that first half, but really that first quarter, it felt like the most locked in the team had looked arguably throughout this entire win streak. Just toggling matchups, toggling schemes, a lot of deflections in that one. Is that the blend that you hope to see with this defense moving forward?
Yeah, the activity, the dictating action. I think early on in the season we had times where we were just kind of following people around and, we follow them and they just go right to the rim and then we're taking it out of the net. The defense has just jumped leaps and bounds. It starts with our pickup points and our physicality. Always. You can basically mark those two things. If we're doing those two things well, we're probably pretty locked in defensively. And if we're not, could be a long night for us, but we're just getting more and more consistent. I think they're understanding the kind of effort that it takes defensively to win night in and night out.
And you've talked a lot about Jewel throughout the year. And even when she was going through like the shooting struggles, you were intentional about noting that she was doing everything that you asked her to do. And you noted the defense. She had to be towards the top of the list in terms of deflections tonight in particular. Like, are you at all surprised at all by how good her high peaks defensively have been this year?
No, because I'm not surprised. I've seen her defend in practice. When you got Jackie, Jewel, Chelsea, and you could throw Dana in there at times too, because Dana gives us a different look. She's that little guard that can crawl up underneath you and really be a gnat defensively. But those big guards, they're big and strong guards. They're hard when they're locked in. You know, you put Asia in the mix. That's a very good defensive team. And now that we are, I will say, executing our schemes at a higher level, you know, if there's 10 times, we're doing it right 8, 9 times. That's the ratio we want it, not we're doing it wrong, you know, 8 or 9 out of 10 times. So the difference between good teams and great teams is their execution rate on both ends. You got to be able to execute your offensive schemes and defensive schemes. And more importantly, those defensive schemes can really impact and get you some easy ones offensively, which we all know this game is a game of confidence. So you see a couple go in the hole, it becomes a problem defensively for the other team.
Coach Willie mentioned the MIVP sweatshirt and loved the pink wig pregame. Another fashion question for you. You're wearing a Raiders blazer, and
yeah.
Sam has the pink hair that he didn't have before tip off.
No, he didn't.
Did the Raiders jacket come from the win today? And then Sam, what inspired the change in hair color for the actual part of the game?
You want to do your hair color question first? He wanted to wear the wig, and I was like, the wig's not a good look. So we went with the pink hair. And then he got all his friends down there on the front row to go pink hair. He's just like a little style influencer, huh? You got any thoughts on the game?
Good.
How good?
Really good.
Like a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10? What was the best quarters?
9.6.
9.6. I like it. I'll take it. This jacket, I think, is Veronica Beard. And I love her clothes. So they obviously had a thing with the NFL. And I was like, you know, it's opening weekend. Mark Davis, you know, writes my checks. So I thought, you know, since they put a little thumping on New England, I would throw a little support, little Raider love out there.
We'll go to Michael on Zoom. Michael.
Yeah, thank you. Coach, I know you've talked so much over the years about Asia, but if I could ask you to talk about her again, this is her 13th 30-point game, which is a WNBA record. And it's also her second season in a row having 60 steals and 60 blocks. And I just wonder if you could talk about those stats, because those are pretty staggering on both ends of the court.
Oh, man. You know, I start to run out of adjectives to describe her, but there's a lot of different, I call, like, you know, some players in this league, they're like a deer, right? They're quick, they're nimble, they're very agile. You got lions who are just like, they can just physically dominate you. She's the only person in the gym, in the world, that is both lion and gazelle. She's both. She can dance around you, or she can eat you up and physically and dominate you. There's not very many players who can be, you know, Shaq and Clyde the Glide. Like, she's just kind of an anomaly, the way she can impact a game. And I think, you know, the way she does it on both ends, and I talk about her blocks a lot. I've never seen somebody get so many of her own blocks. Like, she blocks shots and she comes up with it a lot. But her blocks are very equivalent to like a dunk in the NBA. They're so powerful and so demonstrative at times that it gets people out of their seats. You know, it's just, it blows your mind, just like sometimes in the men's game that happens. But she does it on our side, on the defensive end. Like, that's so elite. It's hard to put into words. And then obviously offensively, she's pretty much impossible now that she's added that 3-ball. She's just impossible to guard, and people bring double and triple teams, and it just doesn't matter. We've done a better job at getting her the ball on time, in space, and she's making great reads. And, you know, some of it, I mean, it's just her being amazing. It's not our offense. It's not anything else. It's just she's the best. But the 30-point games, like I said, it's dominant. She's dominant on both ends, and it's really special to have a front row seat to watch her
Thank you.
greatness.
All right. Thank you, Coach. And Sam.
feeling, Age?
I'm all right. I can't complain. It's another day.
Recording in progress.
Age, I know you appreciate the love and the flowers and the MIVP, but you love talking about your teammates. Can you just talk about the season that Jackie Young is having? And I mean, you're getting all the flowers, but how much she deserves.
Yeah, I mean, there's no there's no aces going on these runs. There's no aces winning championships without a piece of Jackie Young. And what she's done with our team, how she helps us, not just on the court and the little things that she does, but on both sides of the basketball every single night is something that I don't ever take for granted when it comes to Jackie Young. And I love playing alongside of her because she's so selfless. Like, she's willing to take herself out sometimes to help others. And I know that's hard when you can look at a defender and be like, well, I love my matchup. I can go do this myself. But she always kind of is always willing to just be the one that just saves the day in the background. And that's what I love the most. And she doesn't take a day off. I have to sometimes tell her, just relax, like it's okay. And now that she's becoming more known in this league, now people are starting to understand what Jackie Young brings to the table. I continue to be in her ear about how it's going to be tough. There's going to be defenses. There's going to be nights where it's like, get the ball out of Jackie Young's hand. But the type of player that she is, you don't allow it. And so I love that she's doing that at her own pace. And she knows that I'm going to always be behind her back 100%. So we are not the franchise that we are without Jackie Young. And I'm grateful she's still my little rook in my eyes. She was my first rookie. And I'm grateful to have her as my teammate.
This was your 13th 30-point game this season, which is the most ever in a single season in WNBA history. You passed Jewel Lloyd for that stat and also Maya Moore. But then also
That's
you're
great.
like really impactful on the other side of the ball with like steals and rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
There's another stat there, but it's too long for me to. So we're just gonna flow with me here.
I got you.
So Becky was talking about how there are players who are like lions and there are players that are like gazelles.
Yes.
Okay, so you've heard this before.
Yes.
And she said that it's unique that you are both. And I'm wondering how does that resonate with you? But then also how do you like become that? Like, did you kind of go into, I guess maybe this season or just, I don't know, past few seasons and go,
Yeah.
I want to fit that description. Like, can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, on my lion days, are the days where I may feel like feeling good. It's just like good. Everything's clicking. We're clicking. It just feels good. But I feel like I love my gazelle days a lot more when you are the hunted, when people are kind of giving you their best, because that's how you become great. You don't become great by being mediocre or like Coach Staley would say, always being average. Like those days where you have to grind it out, where it's tough and you can still come out on top. Those are the wins and the games that I love. Even if we lose, I'm still like, did we fight? Did we punch back? So it's been a time. This season, I came in with the mindset of, I don't know what we're going to do. We have a new team. We have a new coaching staff. Like it was going to be a very different year for us. And it's hard for us as players to relay that to fans or to the media, because like I said, you guys, we spoiled you guys. So it's like, what is wrong with y'all? But for us, within our locker room, that was my biggest thing, was just like understanding we were not going to be the same, but we still have potential and a lot in our locker room to get it done. So I pray that I can continue to have that same mentality. And I feel like if I walk into the locker room with that, then I can ask that of my teammates, because I can't preach it if I don't do it. So I think some days you got to pick when you want to be the lion and when you want to be a gazelle. And I feel like I love being a gazelle.
And then can you also just fill me in on like when she presented that metaphor to you? Like it didn't sound like it was new to
When
you.
did she say
like
the gazelle lion? That was before the game, right?
Yeah, before the game.
Yeah, she was just like, the lion wakes up every morning and knows that he has to be faster than a gazelle in order to eat. And then she's like, but the gazelle wakes up every morning saying, I know I got to be faster than a lion to not get eaten. So that was the mentality going into the game. It's just like, when you wake up every single morning, you have to be the best just to survive. And that's how I take it.
Okay, last one for me. Just, I know he kind of mentioned it, but there was a lot going on today. There was pink wigs.
Oh,
Becky
yeah.
Hammond wore one.
Those are
Her
expensive.
son spray painted his hair pink.
Hey, those eat. Yes. Give them
then-
back.
There are also the shirts that say like IV.
Yeah.
Just can you give a reaction? Like,
Yeah.
what does it mean to see that stuff?
It blew me away. I had no idea. I don't even know how you can have everybody wear pink wigs. I know our Halloween stores are sold out because I'm like, where did the pink wigs come from? But no, I am so appreciative from the shirts to the wigs to the signs. I am so appreciative to call Vegas my second home. They've welcomed me as a young girl in 2018 from the South that had no idea how the city got down, and they show up every single night for us. So I'm so grateful just for the support. I think I speak for all of us. Like, we feel it. Like, we may not speak on it all the time, and we can't even say thank you enough. But it's truly a blessing to be able to play in front of these amazing fans every single night. So when you got grown men wearing pink wigs, you're doing something right.
Congratulations on the win, ladies. Back here.
Gotcha.
This is kind of piggybacking off the previous question. Asia, Coach Hammond always, called you the best player in the world. And I know you hear that from your teammates a lot as well. Is that something that you still learning to embrace? Or is it something that you kind of like fully accepted?
Honestly, I just try to do my job. If that looks like that, then so be it. But God has put me in a very great situation for me to thrive in a space that I can bring joy to a lot of different people and come to work every day with amazing women and men. So if that's what it is, cool. If it's not, I'm still going to be here trying to work hard every single day because I don't take this game for granted. And I know that I'm very blessed in the situation that I'm in. Oh, you take them off.
Two for me on the defense for you, Asia. One, individually, your post defense in particular, the way that they ask you to defend those post ups, and the way that you are constantly able to, even if you're not getting the steals, just disrupt the pass. Obviously, there's a level of effort that goes into that, but in terms of the instincts, the timing, like how were you able to hone that?
I don't like to get hit. I don't like to get hit. And when you're playing against a walking double-double in Camilla, like, you got to understand that you got to live with some things. And it's going to be some things that they're great at, especially in the bigs in our league. Like, they're so great. We're so great at getting to our spots and just executing. But I don't like to get hit. So I'm going to try my best to not get hit. And if I come up with it, then cool. If I don't, I'm going to try it again every single time. But my biggest thing is, because I'm a big, I know I like to play. You like to play off of physicality. You like to play off of the contact. And that's what you thrive off of. So I try not to always do that. So that's how I kind of finagle that whole, post defense thing.
Got you. And then for the team itself, that the first quarter in particular, some cross matching, flip the cross matches, schemes tweaked a little bit. Is that the blend, or how close do you feel like the team is to having that consistent blend?
We still got a lot of work to do when it comes to that. But I think we now more than ever have a lot more trust in each other. I think Jackie, and Chelsea obviously understood in the beginning, like, this is how we roll. This is what we're used to. But I think it was hard for the three of us to then relay that to our teammates. And I think now, over the course of games and over the course of situations, we're starting to trust one another when we are getting cross-matched, that we can still hold our own because we have the next layer behind us and the next layer behind that. So it is tough because it's always not the scheme that we want, but I feel like we're doing a better job of just trusting our defense and being on a string.
Jackie, for you, Asia had mentioned she remembered when you came in to the league as a rookie. I do too. And you've always been emphatic about your conditioning, your workouts and your body. And Becky mentioned how you take a lot of hits that we don't see and we don't notice it because you're so strong. I think it was a recent game against Seattle. You took two people out at once with a screen. Can you just talk about where that started, how that started, and just, how that's helped your game overall at both ends of the court to just become so physical without us even possibly seeing it, because you do it with, poise at times.
Yeah, I think, I've always liked working out just from a young age. And so kind of just carried over. And then I take a lot of pride in, being in good shape. And it kind of works, for my game. I like to bang a little bit. And that's obviously what their game plan was with me tonight, was to be physical. And so, yeah, I guess you guys don't see it. I don't know. But yeah, I guess I'm a little bit strong. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I like to work out. I enjoy working out. And so
Just say you like to work out and look good.
Yeah.
Period.
That's
It's okay
it.
to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Contact. Yeah. And just being able to finish through contact. And
But that's the afterthought.
Yeah.
The biggest is looking good.
Yeah, you got to look good,
Yeah.
So
Everything else will fall in place.
You look good and it helps me on the court. So
Fair. I like that answer.
Asia, you've had a lot of influence with
Not
the pink.
you,
Oh,
Kelly. It's two
there's two
Callies.
Callies.
Kelly, girl. Kelly.
I heard Callie.
I heard Kelly
She
too.
said Kelly, didn't
Probably
you?
didn't know. It's Kelly.
Oh,
Go ahead, Kelly. Kelly.
You've had a lot of influence with the pink wigs, and we've seen the photoshops with KB and Dana. Do you think before the end of the season that we'll see another one after another insane game?
I love when you guys put a pink wig on my teammates. It's actually a lot of fun to see. It blows up in our group chat, but it's cool to go. Like I said, it's cool to just see everybody pour into it. I was just doing that to help my shoe sell, so it's kind of cool to see it blossom. All right, Sonny, you got a pink wig coming.
oh, we should.
It might be a bob.
Yeah,
That
we, like
shit would
spray
eat.
his little
Oh, I don't
spikes.
cook. Oh yeah,
Pink,
the pink
pink,
spray.
pink
Yeah, we'll say
spikes.
that. We'll say that for another time.
Okay, sorry, I just have one for Jackie. I'm
So,
sorry.
didn't
Tyler talked pregame about how the last game you got off early against them and you were talking trash. Like he said, it
Me?
lasted. He said that it was off the
not
court.
the silent assassin.
I'm wondering just how much trash were you able to talk tonight? And I know that like even though it's not really a huge part of your game, but like how does that impact the energy and flow? Or maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Did you see me talking trash?
I don't see nothing. My name
Yeah.
Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Right. No, we just just having fun out there. Obviously, everybody knows that that's my guy, and so just having fun. Talk a little bit of trash. He taught me a lot, so I like to kind of use the things that he taught me against him. And so, yeah, we had a little back and forth, but it's just all smiles in the end, and it's nothing, too crazy. We're just having fun.
Last question, Michael on Zoom. Last question.
Yeah, thank you. Asia, with the 14 in a row, I know you guys aren't really paying a lot of attention to streaks and things like that, but how much does this feel like the good feelings you had, say, in 2022, 2023, especially with how strong those teams were? Does this team feel, is there a similar feel to those years, maybe in particular?
Not really. And honestly, Michael, I was going in thinking like, oh, this feels like 22. It doesn't at all. And I don't even know if I could put into words how it's completely different. I really don't. I just know for a fact it does not feel like our past two championship years. I don't know if because we stunk before All-Star or what, but this is a completely different feeling. I think it's just more grit. It's a lot more just coming from within versus I feel like in the 2022 and 2023 season, I don't know, we were just kind of like flowing and it was just like everyone was trying to figure us out. So we were going at our own pace. But I think this one is like we're really trying to dissect the game because we know how to value the 2 points in the games that are at hand. So yeah, it's very different.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, players.
Mhm.